And welcome, Dr. Dugan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Jessica. It's a pleasure to be here. It's so nice to be with a group of people who loves to learn together, and I'm hoping we get to do some of that in this keynote. It's going to be a little bit more interactive than just listening to me talk. So while I get ready to share my screen, if you are willing to, it would be really nice to see your faces. So I'm going to get my screen together, and then I could, oh, Curtis, see? Yeah, Leo, see, it's so much better. Kathleen, okay. Kelly, you're real people. So nice. Gretchen, great. All right, let me get my screen shared. I will be talking to you as we are in this session. So I just appreciate you all already doing that. I'll say a little bit more about that in a second. Just give me one moment so I can actually see your faces. All right. Hey, Connor. Hey, another Jessica, Megan, Rick. Okay. Karen. Okay, so can you all see my screen? Okay, perfect. My name's Jamila. I'll tell you a little bit more about me in a second. We are here to talk about two things. Number one, street data, but really focusing on the chapter number two, equity, traps, and tropes. So by the end of this, I hope you are feeling like you got a nice little bit of theory, but mostly practical application. We are here on Zoom together, so I just want to share a couple of things that matter to me that I hope will matter to you. I believe in a human-centered, heart-led space. So when I say I want to see your face, it's not from the accountability standpoint. It's because we are human beings trying to connect around really important work. In this time, I ask that you have grace with each other. Jessica's baby is sick. I have a boot on my foot. Sometimes life is hard. And so if you need to step away or take care of someone or some dog or cat or whatever comes into your screen, that is a-okay. Pets, kids, full humanity, always welcome. Please have your camera on if you can. I understand if you cannot, but in the breakout, don't let someone talk to a black box. It's like really hard to like have a conversation if you're in there by yourself. Stay muted until breakouts, but that does not mean I don't want to hear from you. You will use the chat, hopefully, and then there will be time for us to talk in the larger space. So again, I'm Jamila Dugan, and I cannot forget to acknowledge my co-author, Shane Saphir, who really is the lead author on the book. She's an author, coach, facilitator, and so am I. I've said my name 3 times. I probably should tell you a little bit about who I actually am. So my name is Dr. Jamila Dugan formally, but really I am just Jamila. I started my career as a kindergarten teacher in Washington, D.C. I came in at the time where we were really focused on getting that adequate yearly progress. Do you all remember that? Adequate yearly progress? I came in trying to solve the achievement gap. It's a really great job to have. And through that experience, I learned that that's not a thing to focus on trying to solve achievement gaps. Instead, these human beings on this screen taught me what it meant to love them and to teach them and teach them well with their cultural identity and their full humanity centered. You'll see a little boy in the front. His name is Mikkel. He's a grown man now. We are still very connected, but we went from throwing chairs at me to learning that when you really center their full humanity, our students' full humanity, amazing things can happen. All right, I was a part of starting the first Mandarin middle school, public middle school in Oakland, California, and that is where I am from. And I miss my babies, I definitely do. I've spent the last bit of time since 2016 as a leadership coach. I used to run a program called Philly Plus in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, also Camden Plus. And really that program was for aspiring school leaders. And I am going to do a slight toot toot for this one because under my leadership, we had the most diverse program in the entire Plus history. And I think a lot of people talk about diversity and don't necessarily get to that point. And I just am, that's something I'm really proud of. Though when you look, it doesn't seem like that, but 3 of those people are my staff members. So it's a fact. All right. Last 2 things. I am a mom at the end of the day. I have 2 children that I birthed and 1 stepchild. And I really just feel like this picture encapsulates who my family is. We're a whole bunch of goofballs. I really love comedy. I tell really bad dad jokes every day. I make terrible dance moves and I really don't care. It's just how it's going to be for my children. But this is my family and I love them very much. The last thing I just want to say is